Is this the best budget Android phone on the market? Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this. This is the Google Pixel 8a Android smartphone. And just to answer my question right up front, yes, it is definitely one of the best budget Android phones on the market. Now, it features a 6.1-inch OLED screen running at 2400 by 1080 with up to 120 Hz frequency response or screen update. And it has a really nice brightness. Now, right up front, some people have said, oh, it's not bright in full sunshine. That's because you need to turn on adaptive brightness. With just manual brightness, which you get to by going here, and obviously I can make it dimmer or brighter, that gets you a maximum of 755 nits, which is not very much. But as soon as you turn on that adaptive brightness, it can go up to a peak of 2000 nits. So that's almost 3 times the brightness. And if it detects you're in a very bright environment like direct sunlight, it is a dramatic difference from having maximum brightness set with manual settings and then turning on adaptive brightness. So it's a big, bright screen. It's beautiful. I don't know if you can see, but those colors, that reproduction is very nice. It also features some very nice cameras, and I got a ton of demos, so we're going to get to those in just a second. But on the back, there are 2 cameras. There's a 64 megapixel f1.89 and a 13 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide. And then on the front camera, let me just get here, it's a little hole punch on the front, as you now commonly see, and that is a 13 megapixel f2.2 camera. So let's actually just switch to all of my camera demos, and then I'll come back and give you some more specs. We'll start with a 1x photo, and then 2x, and 4x of one of my favorite photo spots here in Colorado. And then let's go back and look at a wide angle shot, and you can see I'm under a bridge actually. And then here's a slow exposure. I think it did a beautiful job with this. This is a selfie in portrait mode, and it did a really nice job of blurring the background. And then let's look at macro. Here's 2 different really close subjects. And we can't do all this without looking at night sight, and it does a great job with night sight, as all the modern Pixel cameras do. It really doesn't even look like it's nighttime at all. Then let's jump into video. So here's that same spot in video at 1x zoom, 2x zoom, 4x zoom, slow motion, time lapse, and we'll wrap this up with a video selfie. This is the selfie camera, and as you can see, it's doing a really nice job, and the audio picked up surprisingly good. I'm in a relatively noisy environment here, but you can hear my voice pretty clearly, even with the background river and everything. And there's a plane overhead, and the light is a little challenging because it's brighter behind me than on my face, but you can see the Pixel's done a really nice job. Lots to be impressed with those cameras. I think they did a great job with everything. And when I came into the house after taking those night sight photos, and I took those at about 11 p.m., so it was pretty darn dark. I was reviewing them on my computer, and it's just like, this is weird. This looks like it's full daytime. It's very impressive. And it only took a couple of seconds to capture all that information. Back in the old days, in the early generations of night sight, it could take 15 or 20 seconds or longer to composite a nighttime image, and now everything's just gotten so much faster. Now, I did have it on a tripod, and I would recommend that for any slow exposure or video, depending on the kind of effect you want. But it did a really nice job. And one of the reasons for that is because Google has this powered by the Google Tensor G3 CPU. And this one's fun. This was a Nona core CPU. What's that? 9 cores. So we hear a lot of octa-cores. This is a nona core. So it has one more CPU on the chip, and it's doing that so it can also get access to some AI processing too. And it has a lot of AI features baked into the version of Android 14 that runs on the Pixel line. So lots of cool stuff with photo editing and circle to search and all of those features you hear about. They're actually pretty cool in process. And 128 gig or 256 gig. And let me give you a quick tour of the ports. On the bottom, we have USB-C for charging, and the 2 cutouts are for speakers. And then on the left, we have a SIM slot. On the top, we have nothing. And on the right-hand side, we have the classic Android power button and volume up down buttons. That's really everything. And on the back, of course, we have the bar, and that bar gives us both cameras and a little bit offset the flash. So super easy, straightforward, and you can see here that the image comes almost exactly to the edge. So this is something that a lot of manufacturers are working on, trying to get it where it's like an edge-to-edge screen. I don't actually care if it has like a 1/16 of an inch frame around it, honestly. It's like, it doesn't make much of a difference in my opinion, but that's something manufacturers are working towards, and there's definitely that sense here with this 8A. Battery-wise, 4492 milliamp hour battery, giving you more than a day of full, aggressive, active, enthusiastic use. So it also supports wireless charging, so you can also just stick it on a charger anytime you want to get a little boost if you don't want to deal with wires. Features, Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.3, and according to AT&T, AT&T gives it a 17 out of 20 eco score, which is not fantastic, but some of the issue there is that the manufacturing process could be cleaned up a little bit to get more eco. That's something you might or might not care about. So this is a loaner from AT&T. Thank you, AT&T, for loaning me this phone to review. And AT&T sells just this color, obsidian. But if you go to Google, you can also get it in aloe or bay or porcelain. And what are those colors? I'll let you research and find out. Suffice to say though, it is super snappy. Everything it does is just super fast. I really am enjoying this. And I basically just replaced my Google Pixel 6a with this 8A, and I honestly feel like I have the best of all worlds because I have all of the cool Pixel features, I have all of the great Android 14 AI features, it's really fast, it is a big bright screen, and it's quite surprisingly affordable. So if you're in the market for an Android phone and you don't want to break the bank, this is definitely one to check out. So we should talk about price. That's super important, obviously. But before we get there, I'm going to invite you to subscribe to my channel. Click or tap on that subscribe button and then hit that bell icon for notifications. Sweet. If this was of value, thumbs up, always appreciated. Cool. Now this, let me get back to the home screen. This is the Google Pixel 8A Android smartphone, and it comes in, like I said, obsidian, aloe, bay, or porcelain, and it is $519.99 at att.com, or if you want to make payments, it's $14.45 a month for 36 months, again, at att.com. However, I would encourage you to shop around a little bit, because you might be able to find it at a substantial discount. AT&T only has the 256 gig configuration, for example, and if you don't need that much storage, then if you cut that in half, you can drop some money off of this. And AT&T also has a killer deal right now on buying this and doing monthly plan. That is absolutely worth checking out. If they still have that running, it's gonna be something where you'll be like, oh, wow, that's like literally less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. So I'll let you do that research. This is the Google Pixel 8A. I am a big fan. This is my primary Android phone right now, and it could be yours. That's all I got. Hope to catch you in my next video.